we're going to explore Gemini Canvas. Now, I don't know why they picked the word canvas because it does get confusing with Canva, the image creation tool. And sometimes there's a learning management system called Canvas, but Gemini, being Google, they selected it. They call it Canvas. So here's the way you can get there. You can click on Tools and you can come down to where it says Canvas. Now, just note that we haven't really looked at this before, but there are different sort of models that AI uses. By default, you start with fast, and if you're a regular user, they give you so many prompts you can do a day with fast. And then there are some more advanced ones. There's a thinking one that you can use that will give you sometimes different results. Or if you have something more complex, you're given fewer opportunities in a day to use that. But you might want to test something out today and use these, especially for the second assignment. So I'm going to go ahead and try to think about a school consultant here. And I'm going to say I'm a school speech language pathologist. It knows the jargon. And I'd like to create a 10 to 15 slide presentation for parents about the services I provide and how these services will help their children. Leave placeholders on the first slide for my image and name. Our school colors are royal blue and white. I think I was thinking of Ravenna when I said that. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it on fast and hit to submit. And that presentation has been created. Now, a couple of things I want you to note is you can view it in the light mode or the dark mode. I don't really think that's a big deal. Notice I told it to leave a placeholder for a picture and my name on the front. There's one thing it won't allow you to do is it won't allow you to view this in full size screen right now. But as I work through here, I can see that it starts with a nice title slide, has great pictures, and it looks just like maybe a Google slide presentation that I might do. Speech and language and interaction and the importance of this, and you can go through. But the great thing about this, well, two things. One is if I don't like this and I'm like, well, this was good, but could you go more into, an elementary focus or something like that? You could come down here and just tell it to redo it and have a different focus. The other thing that I love about this is you can export this to Google Slides. Now, don't make the mistake of clicking this little download because this downloads it as a PDF. And, a PDF is okay. Maybe that's what you wanted. But generally, downloading it to slides gives you more options. It also gives you the ability to look at it in a full screen so you can sort of see if you really like it or not. So what I would like you to do is download and export this to slides, then take that slide presentation that is sitting in your Google Drive, make sure the rights are set so that anybody can, with that link, can view it, and then paste that into your assignment um, for this week. Okay, so that's task number one. Let's look at task number two. For task two, we're going to have a focus on for special education teachers. So I'm going to go ahead and paste this in. The value of an IEP for parents of a fourth grade daughter new to special education. And again, the key is you have to be able to click tools and say that you want Canvas. You'll get a very different response if you don't do that. And I'll go ahead and click create. Now it's going to create something that looks very much like a Google document. And as I look at this Google document, you can see I can even change the look, change the headers, bold, italicize things, bullet points things. I can even highlight something and ask it to give me ask Gemini. Notice I just highlighted that. I said, ask Gemini about the major transitional period. But and we always find some way to be able to share it or to download it. And that's up here, the thing that looks like three little balls or circles selected together. And you can either export it to a doc or copy the contents, or you could print it right away. But this is the magic button that Canvas has when you create something where you're asking for information. It's a little different when you do slides. You don't see this. But if I'm asking it to create some content for me, I'll see this button. And this button gives me options to create web pages, infographics, which really actually are more like a sort of a mini web page, quizzes, flashcards, and an audio overview. And this audio overview is the last is the assignment for this task. When I click to create the audio overview, I don't have to do anything else, just click it, and it's going to start creating the audio overview. Now, this can oftentimes take 5 to 8 minutes to create, and let's see what it creates. So you're going to see it generates this little rectangle where I can listen to my podcast or my audio overview, they call it.
Daughter just came home with a binder full of testing data and like a recommendation for an IEP. You probably feel like you've been handed a map in a language you just don't speak.
Oh, it is incredibly overwhelming. I mean, as a parent, you're suddenly expected to navigate these diagnostic muddy waters, totally without a compass.
Right, exactly. Well, welcome to this deep dive. Today, we've gathered a stack of sources.
Now, to be able to download this, you can click here and you can click download. And now that becomes an MP3 file. That's the standard audio file, that format. And then you would upload that audio file into your Google Drive, make sure the shared rights were set correctly, and then share that with me in your challenge document. I do want to just remind you that just like other times, you could use the plus button over on the side if you wanted to. Maybe you have a parent's guide to IEPs that is already you use with parents, and you'd like to use that as a reference, that for either the slides or the audio overview or anything you do in Gemini, you can add resources. You can add up to 10 different resources, or you can even go to Notebook LM and add a Notebook LM that you've created. We'll learn about that the next time. But don't be afraid to add material to help it do a better job.